Hello everybody, so welcome. Take a comfortable seat and we're gonna start by activating our shoulders and loosening our neck. So let's start with our shoulders. We're gonna place our fingertips on the top of our shoulders, opening the chest, and then we bring our elbows behind and then we bring our elbows in front. So a few times bringing the shoulder blades together behind the back and opening the chest, and exhaling, bringing the elbows in. So a few times. And then we keep in a neutral position, so fingers still on the shoulder blades, and then we're gonna introduce rotation in our shoulders. So we're gonna inhale and bring the elbows up and then towards the front, touching each other, exhaling. So start making circle a bit bigger. Maybe feeling what is happening in the shoulder joint, maybe some cracks you can hear, you feel some tightness and discomfort, so try to loosen. And then we stop in a neutral position and then we change the direction. So we're gonna inhale and bring the elbows in front together and then opening the elbows and drawing the shoulder blades together. Inhaling up and exhaling. A few rounds. Again, observing the sensations in the shoulder joints. And one more round. And shake everything, so shake your arms, maybe shaking your legs and recross your legs in a different position. So we're gonna loosen our neck and then we will move to our starting meditation. So we're gonna bring the chin towards the chest and then very slowly bring the right ear towards the right shoulder and start rotating the head back, left ear towards the left shoulder and chin towards the chest. So notice that it's ear that moves towards the shoulder, it's not the shoulder that lifts up to meet the ear. So you can close your eyes if it feels comfortable so that you can really feel and hear what is happening in your neck. And if you have a bit more space after a few rounds, maybe making the circles more generous, bigger, wider. And one more round in this direction. And once our chin is towards the chest, we start moving, making circles in the opposite direction. So trying to keep the shoulders relaxed as we do this. So we keep our shoulders down and not lifting our shoulders up to the ears. And one more round. And then we stop in a neutral position, and then we are gonna interlace the fingers behind the back and just opening the chest one time really nicely. And then releasing. If you need to recross your legs, once again recross them, or take any other meditative posture, for example in Virasana, kneeling posture on a blanket or cushion to make yourself comfortable. And we're gonna take big inhales through the nose and we're gonna exhale through the mouth. Imagining exhaling unfinished conversations, unfinished thoughts, tiredness, stress, displeasure, or anything else that you can really safely let go. So inhaling and exhaling. And then after a couple of rounds of inhaling through the nose, exhaling, letting go through the mouth, we're gonna focus on sensing the breath passing through the nostrils, allowing our breath to resume its natural pace without any manipulation. We sense the breath coming in, the air coming in and coming out. And we give our body a little scan, so paying attention to your face first, maybe releasing your jaw, releasing your cheeks, the area in between your ears, behind the ears, so releasing the muscle there. Dropping your shoulders, feeling an energetic lift in your spine from the sitting bones to the crown of your head. So gently extending your chest forward and up, very gently, with your shoulders rolling backwards, arms relaxed. And then we're gonna practice little breath retention to see if you can introduce the control of the breath, control of the energy flow. So we're gonna continue breathing at our natural pace, and all is needed is when we inhale, we allow a pause of 2 seconds at the top of the inhale, and as we exhale, we also allow our breath to stop there with the empty lungs for 2 seconds. And just continue breathing, and bring your gentle attention towards this pause in between the inhales and exhales. And we do it for 5 rounds. And maybe it sounds strange, but look at the quality of your mind in these pauses. Look at what is happening there. Is it busy? There are many things going on, or it's really quiet? Or it's something in between. So a few rounds of your natural breath with a retention at the top of your inhale and at the bottom of your exhale. Looking at the space where no breath is happening. And then we drop any control of our breath. We stop retaining the breath and allow for a few breaths just to breathe normally. Taking a moment now to set the intention for this practice as always. Helping our mind to become more focused. And then we open our eyes and we're gonna shake our legs. So we're gonna place our feet hip width apart, and we're gonna grab in our knees with both hands, and we're gonna go into cat and cow's activation of the spine here. So we're gonna exhale and roll back, chin towards the chest. Inhaling, opening the knees wide, drawing the chest forward, and exhaling, again rounding. And inhaling, lifting up, so follow your breath. Breathing through the nose only. Trying not to rush the breath, trying not to hold the breath. And on the next inhale, we stop in a neutral position. And we check our balance today. So first we are gonna grab our knees and bring the feet off the ground. So relaxing the shoulders back, taking a couple of breaths, finding the balance on your sitting bones and your buttocks. And we're gonna move into Navasana, boat pose position. So we're gonna let go of our legs. And we can grab behind the knees with both hands, and the shins are parallel to the floor. Our chest is still up, our shoulders rolling back, and maybe we can release the arms and stay here for 5 breaths. If you have space, you can extend your legs, but only do it if you don't fall backwards. So it's perfectly fine to stay supporting your legs, and we look towards our toes, activating our belly muscles, abdominals, strong. Last breath. And then we rebend our knees and once again hug our knees towards the chest. And we're gonna go into the second boat pose. So remember the variation, so holding behind the knees is fine. Letting go of the hands is great. And then extending the legs is a challenge. So as long as you can keep your shoulders down, looking towards your toes, 5 breaths. And then we're gonna rebend the knees and place the feet on the ground. Good work, good concentration. So let's place the hands behind the buttocks, quite far away from the body. And for the extra shoulder stretch, I invite you to move your hands closer towards each other behind the back, so they're more located at the level of the spine, middle of the body. And we're gonna keep the elbows slightly bent, and we're gonna start moving the fingers on the fingertips backwards, keeping the chest open. So the targeted area is the front body, shoulders, and if you reach your maximum, you plant the full palms into the ground, keeping the elbows slightly bent, and as a last element, extending your legs forward. And we're gonna allow ourselves to breathe extra deep here, so really feel the stretch of the skin at the top of your chest. Few more breaths. And then we're gonna come out of this pose by bending the knees first, and then working the hands next to the buttocks, and then we're gonna grab our knees and rest for a moment, just rounding the back, so pressing the back away, planting the forehead on your knees, taking a few breaths and pressing this back out, so really come to stretch here. And then we release, and we go into our third boat pose, so Navasana. This is a traditional way Navasana is done 3 times at the minimum. So we start again by holding behind the knees bent, shins parallel to the ground, releasing the arms. And this time we do all dynamic variations, so we extend the left leg just a few centimeters below, above the ground, and then we bring it back and we change side. So a few times, a very controlled way. Your upper body stays upright, you're not collapsing in your lower back. And one more round. So right leg, left leg, and right again, and we grab the knees, and this time we allow ourselves to roll back, so keeping the head away from the floor. We're gonna massage our spine, and as always, if you want to add some playfulness into your movement, feel free to make little hops and start moving around, making little jumps, and maybe going a bit deeper with your self-massage into your shoulders, your shoulder blades area, a few times until you are back to where you started, if you're doing the full circle. And then we're gonna release our legs. So we place the feet on the ground, and we're gonna go into the back bend here, so in preparation for the bridge, so take it easy. So first check your alignment. Your feet are hip width apart, and if you look at your feet, the sides of the feet are parallel to the body, parallel to the sides of the mat, so you're not putting your toes out, you're not putting your toes in. For a subjective feeling, it's if you feel that your toes really go out, bring them gently back in, and then try to reach with your middle fingers your ankles, so this is a nice distance, and your knees are hip width apart. So we're gonna lift our buttocks a little bit, we're gonna interlace the fingers behind, and we move our shoulders under, so we have a good base. We don't move our neck from that point, so head facing up the ceiling, and then we on the inhale start pressing the feet into the ground. We start pressing our hips up. So the power of this pose that comes from the legs. So your interlaced fingers are pressing towards the ground, all your toes are pressing firmly, and you're lifting your hips for another breath, and then releasing. So you're gonna do it 3 times. In the meantime, you can gently draw your knees towards the chest, but not very close. So if you feel some tension in your lower back, don't go too high, so measure the effort. And we're gonna go into the second round of preparation for the bridge. So again, preparing the starting position, interlacing the fingers behind the back, moving the shoulders closer towards each other, and you're gonna lift, keep on pressing. So make sure that your feet are on the ground and are pressing firmly with all your toes pressing into the floor. And continue breathing. So give it a bit a last try to lift up a little bit higher, and then we're gonna release. So once again, you can just allow your knees to drop towards the chest, or you can gently bring your knees towards the chest, not very close, just a little bit if you feel like massaging your lower back. We are not done, the last round is waiting ahead. So when you're ready, we're gonna move into the third bridge, preparation for the bridge. So lifting the hips, interlacing the fingers, and now going to your maximum. Really pressing these hips up. Few breaths. And then slowly lower your buttocks down to the floor, and this time opening your feet a little bit, moving your feet away from each other and allowing your knees to drop towards each other. A few breaths, relaxing there. And then we're gonna bring the knees towards the chest, this time as close as you'd like to, and we're gonna massage the spine side to side, making circles. And then we're gonna separate our knees, so line on our backs. Gonna separate our knees, and we're gonna see if you can hold behind the knees. And at the same time, we bring our feet with the foot soles facing the ceiling, so the legs are at 90-degree angle. So you can stay here, working on placing the sacrum and your tailbone on the ground. So ideally your shoulders, your shoulder blades, and your entire spine, including the sacrum part, is on the ground. And if you have space, maybe you can grab outside of your feet, So the arms are inside of your legs, and you gently draw the feet towards the floor, so the knees start falling towards the ground. It's a happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana. And if you feel like a happy baby, you can move around in this pose. That's what babies do, maybe putting the feet in their mouths. Maybe not today. Or make some playful movements if it feels good. A few more breaths. And then we're gonna let go of our legs first, so bringing the knees together. And one more round of making circles. And we're gonna go into our twist, spinal twist, to finish up our practice. So we're gonna extend the legs towards the floor, towards the ceiling. Then we bend the right knee and bring the right leg over the left leg, bending the left leg, and try to wrap around the right foot around the left ankle or shin. And then we place the whole left leg into the ground. We open up our arms and we scoop our hips towards the right side, and we allow our knees to drop towards the left, turning our head towards the right. So twisted roots, posture. Feel the part of the body that is affected, the right side of the torso, maybe hips. And try to keep both of your shoulder blades on the ground, chest open. Deep breath into any area where it feels restricted or tight. One more breath. And on a big inhale, we're going to bring the knees back up. We unwrap them, maybe shaking the legs in the air, and we change sides. So left leg wraps around the right leg, bending the knees and wrapping the left foot around, ankle around the right leg, and scooping the hips towards the left, dropping the knees towards the right, and turning your face towards the left side. So if you need to adjust something in your upper body, so moving this right shoulder more towards the right side, so you can have both of your shoulder blades, both of your shoulders on the ground. Make these adjustments. And then just stay quietly breathing extra deep the left side of the torso where you feel the stretch. One more breath. And we can inhale, we bring the legs back up, and then we shake our legs in the air, and we are ready for our final relaxation. So make any movement that you would like, the final movement you would like to make, and then find yourself in Shavasana. And today we're gonna go through the 61 relaxation points, so we take an extra few minutes to make sure that we scan through the entire body. So prepare if you need to cover yourself to make extra comfortable for this next 3-4 minutes. Make sure that you are comfortable, so legs slightly apart, arms not touching the body, shoulder blades together, closer towards the center of the spine. And taking few breaths, sighing out through the open mouth. So for 61 point relaxation, all you need to do is when I call the point, specific point, you gently scan with your attention or move your attention to this point. You don't need to breathe in or out at this point, just walking through the body in a particular order. And we start now, so start by bringing our attention towards the third eye, base of your neck, right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, base of the neck, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, fifth finger, left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, base of your neck, middle of your chest, right side of the chest, middle of the chest, left side of the chest, middle of the chest, belly button, lower abdomen, right hip, right knee, right ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, right knee, right hip, your lower belly, left hip, left knee, left ankle, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, left knee, left hip, your lower abdomen, belly button, middle of your chest, base of your neck, your third eye. And we take a couple of deep breaths in and out, activating our breathing. And we start moving our fingers and toes with the eyes closed still. Bringing the arms over the head, stretching out. And when the time is right, rolling over, lie down on your right or left side with the knees towards the chest for a few breaths. I always advise you not to rush from this pose and use your hands to lift up from the relaxation to sitting position so that you are not injuring anything, not twisting your spine. And we're gonna roll our shoulders back, closing the eyes, allowing ourselves to feel the breath for the couple of the last moment of our yoga session. So feeling the full awareness of our breath and welcoming into this awareness the intentions that we set at the beginning of the practice. Repeat this intention 3 times and always making it a focal point for your mind. And we're gonna bring the hands in front of the chest and namaste, opening the eyes, and we're gonna bend forward in gratitude for finding time to practice. Be well. Namaste.